So I just got back from a really nice dinner. Sushi, omakase, had a little bit of sake along with it. Maybe that's part of what's talking here, but I kind of wanted to make this video last night, except when I went to the new house, went and picked up the keys, I stumbled upon that spider, and the video sort of turned into that, which sort of lost a little bit of the seriousness and the sincerity. Not really serious in the sense that there's like serious topics we're gonna talk about and it's gonna be really heavy and hard-hitting. Not at all. But more, let's just sit down and talk about things. Happy things, I should say. In fact, like really freaking awesome things. As I was in the car on the way home from dinner, I was sort of reflecting on just life in general, as I sometimes do. But just the fact that, man, I was just able to purchase a home, which as of like growing up, I was always in rental houses and whatnot, and the idea of ever being able to purchase a home was such a far-fetched idea. And granted, this is the second home, first house that I've purchased, but still, that concept to me is crazy. That I grew up thinking, no, there's no way that's ever gonna happen, and now at age 23, which seems old to some of the people watching this, like I remember being in kindergarten and looking at the 6th graders and being like, how am I ever gonna be that old? There's no way that I'm ever gonna become that. Lo and behold, I'm a little bit older than 6th grade now, and so that did come along, but hopefully, I mean, I'm only about 25% of the way through my life, although who knows, by the time I'm 80 years old or so, there may have been such huge advancements in the field of medical science that I don't know how long we're going to be living at that point. We'll see. Then overpopulation becomes a problem. People are living for a super long time, but that's a topic for another video. So anyway, and then really, I've only been in the real world on my own for the last 3.5, 4 years or so. So it's not really been that long. And for this to be a thing that I am able to do is just, it's very, very crazy. And I often think back on, I wonder where I would be if I stayed in school, which I always say when I bring this up, you should always stay in school. Don't take me as an example for why you should abandon school. Don't do that. But I often wonder, like, hey, if I'd stayed in school, where would I be? Would I be now pursuing a job at like some sort of oil company as a chemical engineer? Would I just now be saying, hey, okay, YouTube thing's still going on, now let's try this full time? There's no way to know, really, but it's an interesting thing to think about. But I have no doubt that I'm super happy that I made the decision I did. Not saying it's the right decision for everyone, by no means, but I mean, I guess for me, the idea that school will always be there as an institution. If I ever wanted to go back, I could, but that the opportunities that I've been able to do for the last few years, I wouldn't have been able to do them had I stayed there. And I guess for that, I'm just super duper grateful to have all of you guys who do watch these videos. And it's just a crazy, crazy thing to think about. And I was watching some of these clips from Jimmy Kimmel the past few nights. He did like a couple of them. One was talking about, it was his initial clip talking about YouTube gaming and how he doesn't understand the fact of why anyone would want to watch other people playing video games when they can do it themselves. And then there was a follow-up clip like just last night or so of him being like, look at how everyone responded negatively to me saying I don't understand why anyone would want to do this thing. Surprise, surprise. But it got me thinking, like, I don't care, people who don't have kids, it's probably harder for them to understand if they've grown up in the world of traditional media. And admittedly, when I think about the idea of watching other people playing video games, I mean, that's obviously how I got into this. I was watching other people who were playing Call of Duty because I was like, hey, I wonder if they can give me instruction on how I can get better at this game. And then I got drawn into the personalities, started watching videos from particular people, and then decided, hey, maybe I could try this out myself because I want to show off my scores to other people. But still, the idea of why anyone would want to watch me is still kind of, it's just a weird concept because I grew up this sort of weird, socially awkward dude, and now for people to be interested in watching content from me expressing myself and talking in my opinions, it's such a strange thing that I don't know. I don't know why people want to watch me. And so I was like, I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from. That, I don't know. Why do people want to watch other people play video games? But I guess it's a cool, relatable thing. And through it, we've been able to put together such an awesome community, group of people all interested in this same topic. And who are able to, like, there have been people who not only just through video games, but I've had people say that even through watching my videos, for example, they've been able to meet friends, and then they can play video games with them, and people have even met each other in person, just like from watching videos of mine. And that to me is just the coolest thing ever, that somehow I could have helped people to make friends. And like when I was at PAX, there were people coming up to me like, hey, I was having a rough time in my life and I was watching your videos and they brought a smile to my face, when otherwise it was just not a super fun period of time. And that is just, I don't know, it's so cool that through this sharing videos of just video games, we're able to build this community of people who are all, like, for the most part, pretty cool to each other and hang out and want to talk. And and then even on my end, through all this, I've been able to surround myself in just a group of people who are all really nice and care for one another. And I mean, if ever I have something that I need assistance with, while I try to live my life in such a way as to inconvenience a minimum amount of people and put out a minimum amount of people as I can, if I ever need help with someone, like, I can go and say, hey, do you mind maybe assisting with this thing? And all these people are super familiar with the territory of what I do because they all do it themselves. And it's so crazy to think that, like, most of the people I know as friends, I met through doing this and through the internet, which when I was growing up and playing in high school playing video games online, my mom was like, people are crazy on the internet and you don't ever want to meet them because they're going to harvest your organs and stuff. And I mean, not anymore. She totally understands now, but I mean, I understand the paranoia. But fortunately, as it becomes more and more accepted, and like widespread, it becomes more understood. And so, anyway, I am sort of rambling incoherently a little bit, but I guess I don't know, I wanted to say thank you. I know I do this from time to time, but the idea that all this has been able to stem from people watching my videos, and I've been able to get a house that, like, all of the criteria, all of the features of this house are just things that were a pipe dream growing up, that I saw other people who, I don't know, in movies and whatnot, being able to have a cool house, and like that I would never be able to have such a thing. And that's crazy. And I've been able to get cars that are really freaking cool, that I grew up with posters on my wall of, and that I have, I don't know, I feel like I'm sounding way too materialistic, and that's absolutely not not the goal here. I'm just listing off a couple things that come to mind, but obviously more important than that is just the fact that we have this communication, and that, I don't know, we're able to do this cool thing. And I'd like to think it's sort of a two-way street, right? And that I post these videos, but I try to do it in such a way that's going to entertain you guys, and then you sort of tell me what you think of that and input, and then I try to take that and be like, hey, how can we make this even cooler and do something that more people are going to like, and hopefully make them smile and stuff. So I guess I just wanted the whole idea of finalizing buying the house, just, it brought the feels to mind, right? And so I just felt like making a video on it that I wanted to make last night. But hey, you know, sometimes spiders can be distracting. So yeah, just thanks again so much for sticking by me and helping out on this road of mine, and hopefully the videos that I am able to make, whether myself or with other people, can keep on, you know, putting smiles on your face. And if it doesn't put a smile on your face, well, I don't know. Maybe I can try to work towards changing that at some point. We'll see. And yeah, the fact that you have been able to sort of, you know, change me for the better and allow me to surround myself in people who are cool, and not only from the friend side, but from the side of making sure that whatever aspect of living has to be accounted for, whether it is like doing taxes or finding a mortgage or doing that sort of thing. Through all of this and through family and whatnot, there are people out there who are able to help out with that sort of thing, and so I'm very grateful for all of that, and I just wanted to communicate that. So anyway, that's about it. I feel like I've rambled on long enough, but I really appreciate it, and I'm probably globbing on too many of the feels now that you're like, all right, Jordan, we get it. We really get it. It's cool. Thanks, man. But just go back to playing the video games now. You're better at doing that. Or maybe not. I fail quite often, so. Makes for good animations, though. I had a lot of people who are like, you should animate the spider thing, even though it's not Minecraft. You should make it Minecraft or something and animate it. We'll see. Who knows? You can let me know if you don't want to see that or something. But I think we'll wind things down. I've gone on long enough. So yeah, just thanks again. Thanks so much for watching this video. For all the videos, this is the first video you're watching. Hi. You're like, who is this guy and what is he talking about? Anyway, you can subscribe to find out more. All right, well, that's about it. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video where I actually play video games rather than ramble on about stuff. See ya.